Greetings and welcome everybody to the Jane Mackenzie Quantum Medical Center on a Tuesday, where we talk about quantum physics, entanglement, entwinement, particles, waves, and the quantum devices that we use, the SKIO, the Eductor, the QUEXED, the 365 Healthy by Choice products that are all in the food state quantum spin anyway, natural, pure, unique, and whole food. And we have been tackling in the past recent weeks the topics of unconditional love, happiness, and compassion. So today I thought we would talk about in the same vein, and using those words and those states already, to look at healers and the role of healers from my perspective. I'll be speaking from the notes from the immune diploma, quantum diploma, and adding some other things to it as well, as we go. Professor Desi is a little bit busy and tied up today, so she won't be joining us exactly. But those of you who come in regularly, welcome. And those of you who've listened before will also know what Desi has to say about all of this. So I welcome your information. Please put it on the chat. And if you want to get the replays, subscribe to the Jane Mackenzie YouTube channel, like, comment, and subscribe. And then you will hear the information first, even before I post it out. And also, if you sign up for the Tuesdays, you will get the replay. I think it's on automatic replay. So there's no reason why you shouldn't get the information as soon as possible. And those of you who I know can't always come in, it's fine. So long as you're registered, you'll get the replay, and you'll also get the YouTube notification. But all the recordings are on YouTube, the Jane Mackenzie YouTube. All right, and those of you who want to be part of the educational WhatsApp group, let me know in the chat as well, and I'll certainly pop you on one of the groups there too. So we are following the information here that comes out of the Immune University Quantum Diploma, which is, by the way, medical board certified. And those of you who are practicing without the diploma are, doing yourself a disservice, because that diploma will cover you medically and legally. Should anything go wrong, should one of the clients complain, you will at least be covered and supported. But without that, you don't have it. And also, from a professional point of view, it shows that you have studied, and also you will get your license from that. So I have a lifetime license for the medical board certified quantum diploma. Yeah, and furthermore, the richness of all of this is doing the course, because you learn an amazing amount of information, and your return on the investment is huge, because it just broadens your mind, into dimensions you wouldn't have known. And it's not in textbooks. You're not going to get it on any other quantum diploma course, just to tell you. It's very experiential, and again, I mean, it's 100 hours, but it's up to you to put in what you want in addition to the 100 hours. So some people, go off and research and come back again and really add to it and enrich themselves. That's what it's about. So with that, let's have a look and see at the turn lessons for healers. And the first one I've got here is to show humility, compassion, prayer, laughter, and love are the best medicines. So I've actually got someone on my other laptop here, and I Googled a little bit earlier. Not Googled. I went to the Matrix and searched. I'm just getting the computer into a nice position so I can read it. And, I put things like love in there, and also unconditional love as well, and trust and truth and happiness. And it's quite interesting, the information that comes back. For example, when I put love in, You get their frequencies for love and acceptance of self, and there's also frequencies for giving and receiving love, feeling compassion without commiseration, generating joy and softness, and also if it's unrequited love. The emerald stone for this particular person seems to be coming up a lot. It says the emerald stone is the unconditional love stone. I don't know how many of you knew that. It's an unconditional love stone of great power. Helps the heart, liver, kidney, immune system, and patience. So that crystal I've seen it before for unconditional love. So I also put these words into the prayer wheel. And you can also search under unconscious choice for the therapists to see what comes up for the individual person too, regarding happiness, compassion, prayer, laughter, and love. So these are very high states of being, of well-being, if you like. And we could see what blockages there are blocking people to the achievement of these higher states. And it's very interesting, the information that comes back and the blockages, and then we deal with the emotion. So both have the quantum running at the same time, feeding the right frequencies and working in real time as the person is adjusting on a cellular level, spiritual, emotional, neurological, and physical, and supporting the healer, basically, the therapist, as they shift too. So of course the quantum field's expanded, but not only for the client, it's for the whole assessment, including the healer. So quite nice to do that kind of thing. And then I put happiness in as well. This is in the matrix. And so for this particular person, where they can't control depression and they're feeling disconnected. So it's going to give the frequencies to support the person feeling happy. And as we spoke before, happiness, for example, if we take that as a continuum, it's not a fixed space. So you don't think you arrive at happiness and you're there. So there's always going to be tests along the way that are going to shift you by creating chaos, and then you repattern to a higher level and a higher state of consciousness, truth, fulfillment, and freedom. The other things regarding the healer would be to show compassion. You can put yourself on the machine and see what comes up about your levels or your understanding of compassion, and also your levels of love. Let me put laughter in here and see what laughter comes in. So this is what you do. You see, you do the course and then you play with the information. So again, for this person, the reaction is close to 100. The body is dealing with it, but there's a small room for improvement. So you can really have a look at this information and see how it's going to help you, which is going to help in turn the client. So as good as you are, as good as the information that the client will receive, and as the client improves, you improve. As you improve, the client improves. So it's very much a combination. And actually, we make it very clear to the patients when they come that we are educators, we're catalysts. We are not going to heal them. They will heal themselves. Physician, heal ourselves. So we will put information in front of them. We'll do the assessments. We'll run the quantum. We'll put the beautiful nutrients, 365 healthy by choice nutrients in front of them to detoxify them, to nourish them, and then let the body heal itself and work with the emotions on a neurological and emotional level, spiritual level too, to deal with whatever the body is saying, whatever the subconscious is saying as well. So remember, the body speaks the mind. So it's all very well, someone comes in with pain, don't rush at the pain, rush at the cause of the pain, if you know what I'm saying. So very important to bear all of these things in mind. So, Yeah, where laughter and love are the best medicine. It's critical to show unconditional love. And more than likely, if someone comes to see you, you have either experienced exactly the same thing or it's in your DNA. So that's almost a given. So you want to honor the person coming to see you, because actually there's going to be self-healing too. So, yeah, amazing. And it's just such an amazing experience. And that's quantum as well, because quantum field is, so the quantum field is where we are all interconnected, interdependent, interrelated. So of course things are going to apply. And you know, definitely on the genetic level too. So that's what I love about what I do as well, because it awakens me to certain things that might be very real right now or dormant. And it's all about, I think, clearing and discarding what no longer serves you, understanding the lesson you need to learn, and being able to shift. So I'm resetting all the time. There's no stagnation. I don't want that. And learning every day. And, you know, you reflect at nighttime. You know, have you honored yourself, and what have you learned today, and what did you share? And I think that's also, you know, selfless healing in a sense. So showing your humility. Remember, some people have a chair higher than the client, and I think that's just not acceptable, because that's not showing humility at all. It's showing, you know, a level of arrogance. And if you're coming from that level, very hard to really penetrate deeply and really get the client to trust you and work with you on a level where there's absolute connection. And when you're working in the field specifically, you'll be guided. And that's what Daisy always says as well about working on the machine too. It's not about pressing the buttons, it's about being guided what to do. And it's not always about sitting for 2 hours beating away on the keyboard. It's about looking at the client in the eye and understanding what's happening, and it's the dialogue and the opening into and further into the quantum field and infinite consciousness. And that's where all the answers are, by the way. So that's good. All right. So then moving on to the second lesson, healthy lifestyle and behavior is the start for your patient. So that's true. So this is where you need to make it clear as well to the patient, what are they prepared to give up in order to shift, because they can't arrive at you hoping that you're going to fix them. I mean, I often joke with people and I say I fix people, but that's true, but not directly. So they have to be able to give up some things in order to heal. And the lifestyle and their behavior is a really good start, you know, as is nutrition, but we'll come to that next. So we do need to go through the SOC on the therapy panel, and as you start your assessment and have the debate with the client, I think it's critical, because you're setting the ground for the patient to respond to the assessment, and giving you as a therapist, as a healer, a massive insight into where they're coming from, because the wording is so important. It's so critical. I often say that the software has ears, because as you hear it, you'll often find it presents itself in the matrix, or as you move through the assessment. So it's very key and critical to listen to that information that comes through. And we've done the SOC, and look on the Jane McKenzie YouTube channel, because you'll see Desi, we went through it before. All right. The lifestyle is definitely going to be, exercising, water, sunshine, earthing, grounding, nature, doing joyful things, being with people who are joyful, laughing, being happy, sharing your love, sharing your happiness, those kind of things. Those lifestyle things are important, including sleep. So if we don't have enough sleep, the nervous system isn't relaxed, and also the hormones are out of kilter, and your circadian rhythm is out. Very difficult to heal someone who's sleeps late, because the body's, in quite a downward spiral. So we have to get back to that. I always say rather get up early, but be lights out at 10 o'clock. And it really does support you. Your next day is different. And then the breathing, a very, very important part of lifestyle, because the amount of oxygen in you is going to affect your behavior. For example, I did a quantum assessment with an autistic child on Friday night, and the dad had been increasing oxygen dosages and things, and we did the treatment, but he wasn't at the optimum level at all, far from it, probably a quarter of the dosage that he should have been. So I said to him, okay, increase, etc. And then yesterday and today, the child was at school, and the teacher said to him, now I also checked today, so his oxygen went from 69 up to 96 from Friday to today. That's massive. That's a quantum leap. And the dad told me that the teacher had remarked that the child is settled, contented, picking up the papers, organizing their things neatly. So direct effect there through better breathing and better oxygenation of the body. So I don't want to underestimate breathing. Oxygen is the primary nutrient. And behavior, then again, also check yourself, check what you're doing on a daily basis, and honor yourself. So the client needs to honor themselves and ask themselves that question at the end of each day, and build a list of things that they consider honoring themselves. So this is always fun. And also, if the client's got negativity and negative stories, past experiences, you can't let that, shroud the whole entire assessment. You need to hear it and then move on and understand the reasoning behind the story that happened and the gift, so that the healing can happen. Okay, the third one, let food be thy finest medicine. Make and eat natural foods with joy and a celebration for life. So that's where, eating should be a festival with acknowledgement of the food, the soil, the plants, animals, other humans, the cosmos, if you like, and people who have put the food on the table. So I think that's very good acknowledgement each time you eat too, because the food just didn't suddenly arrive. And, we like to have whole plant food. One of the questions in the SOC is the percentage of whole plant food in your diet, on your plate, on a daily basis. And it should be really high. It should be, I think, in the 80s, no question. And raw food, remember, assists with digestion. It's easier to absorb the nutrients from raw food. So a great part of that also raw foods. And the better grown the food, the higher the nutrients as well. So grow your own as well. And then cook well. Don't fry your food in oil. Would water, stir fry, or steam always. And then you add the flaxseed oil. When it's cooled down on the plate, then you add it. So the emphasis on joy and celebration is when you're eating, because we can't be eating and be worried about the neighbor or somebody at work or a friend of yours. That's not going to actually help digestion at all. In fact, the food won't digest. It's going to bring in parasites and worms. And those things pollute our mind and definitely don't help the patient heal and the healer heal. Okay, so very important, but let food be thy medicine. And on the quantum, we get lots of ideas on the nutrition panel also about good food. So, I would recommend those of you who are healers to go there often, and the clients to get a printout of the panels to see what food is medicine right now for them. You can also use the blood group as a guide. I find that very beneficial from a reducing inflammation point of view. And you can become acutely aware as to what to avoid, and you will know you don't feel good on it. So it's really, you do need to use your intuition and work at what's not good for you. The common things would be wheat, the white rice, white bread, white pasta, white biscuits, cakes, corn, all the processed foods, all the heated oil, all the foods that are fried. Those are all terrible terribles not to have. I mean, not this child, but another autistic child, the mother told me he vomited up the complete chicken nugget. It wasn't digesting at all. Now imagine, and the child gets full of constipation because the mother's feeding them these huge, big, disgusting things. It's not even food. They're not chewing it, swallowing the thing whole, and then wondering, why the nutrient level is low, the digestion is poor, constipation for a week. So we've got to be really fair and honor our digestive system and our whole body, basically. So very important that. And then number 4, synthetic anything is an insult to your body. And that's true. And that's one of, the pet areas of Daisy and myself as well. And that goes for your clothing. It goes for medicines. It goes for synthetic thoughts, if you like, synthetic information, if you like. Anything like that is toxic to the body on a cellular level and a DNA level, and going on. Environmental toxins, chemical toxins, all synthetic. And so be careful, because it's a violation and insult to your body and doesn't help healing at all. Some people also work in environments that are very polluted or toxic in terms of what's being made, and they need to make a conscious decision if they're honoring themselves to work in those environments. And the answer is quite simple. So avoid synthetic, plastic clothing, all that kind of thing. Air conditioning, that's not proper air that's coming into your lungs. Remove addictions, and that's an important one, and you can actually search it on the Quantum and find what the addictions are and treat them. Often the client will tell you to, but there might be hidden ones that are brought about by anxiety, and we become addicted to doing certain things, not only the obvious in terms of drugs and smoking and alcohol, and the dependency on these things. And the way we remove them is by getting to the root cause. So I had a lady today, what do you offer for smoking? I want to stop the smoking. And I said, well, there's a variety of things. I can't just say one thing, first of all. But, they want a quick fix. Can I come for one acupuncture session or one quantum session? Well, look, we do get results, but that doesn't happen without dealing with the emotions. You have to physically, verbally deal with them. As far as I can see. And but by doing that, you're getting to the root cause. And then the healthy repair of the tissue damage that's left behind. Because the body speaks the mind. The body's telling us where the ache, the pain, wherever the damage is, we need to heal it, and the whole plant food will heal it. So number 5, the 5th lesson, use natural medicines that heal, detoxify, and nourish the body. Use natural means and methods always. Oxygen is a great one, and probiotics to build the gut, to build the microbiome, to build the immunity. For example, a good flaxseed oil is the oil with the highest life force. I've just posted on the YouTube channel from last week the information on the flaxseed oil, so I urge you to go and have a look there. If you go to the 365 Healthy by Choice website, you will it's a sensory overload of nutritional nutrients, plant-based, whole food, quantum state that will feed and detox the body. And a lot of it depends on dosage too. So we've got everything there for you to immerse yourself and read up and read about it. And remember, we do no harm. That's the most important thing, getting back to point 4, which was about synthetic anything. So we want to do no harm, and we want to give the body the tools, the nutrients to heal itself. And then the work is over. The body will do it. It's miracles. So we want to use nature-made. And then allopathy, which is Western medicine, synthetic, toxic, and crisis care are poor ways to do medicine. So anybody, yes, who rushes in, I've got to get my liver cleared as quickly as possible. Those people that have got an expectation and a time limit, you can forget, because I tell them as well, we do what we need to do without a time frame, without an expectation, because we don't know. We don't know what it is. We're just going to work in real time with what's here. More than that, we can't do. And I just think that clients need to know this in the first consultation and be reminded. Good. So, number 7, reduce the stress, do lots of exercise. And well, exercise releases lots of endorphins, which is serotonin, dopamine. You want to make sure that they're not organisms in the gut eating up all the serotonin and dopamine and GABA and PEA, all the beautiful neurotransmitters. You want to make sure that the nuclear proteins that's in the replica RNA, DNA, uracil, guanine, thymine, cytosine, adenine are in the body, enabling the proper protein synthesis, proper genetic coding and replication to happen, and removal of genetic disorders, diseases, as well as epigenetics, and that would be also then on an emotional level too. So we want to reduce the stress, whatever it is. As Daisy says, take the nail out of the tire. And then you got a winner. So we've always got to look and surface the root cause, measure the risk factors, and then align them and shift the person from illness to wellness. As measured by our devices, as measured in terms of research, and as also measured by the client feedback, evidence-based medicine. All right. And the early detection of the symptoms is key, because otherwise the body deteriorates the mind to to a great extent. And so she just says the proper way to do medicine is to remove the stress. And we agree. Then lesson 8, symptoms are not the enemy, they are our guide. Pain is God's gift to know something is wrong. Fix what is wrong before you attack the pain. And so in many instances, it's repeating some of the things, but we need to pay particular attention to the symptoms that are told to us, because it's underneath those symptoms where we need to get to exactly the root causes. And, where's it sore? What is the pain saying to you? That kind of thing. But in the meantime, the subconscious was telling us on the device directly as well. You put pain in, and then you can see on the matrix and et cetera, places. So you fix what's wrong and the pain goes away. You haven't had to give a synthetic painkiller. You would also detox the body and nourish the area that's been damaged. Rebuild with whole plant foods. Okay. Number 9, we are beings of body, mind, spirit, social, and environmental. We are holistic, fractal, energetic beings of great complexity. We must embrace diversity. So that's one of Daisy's main points there as well, and mine too, because we've got to look at diversity. We can't be boxed. We need to be accepting of all. And I'm going to get to acceptance in that just now, because if you resist, there's a button in you. So anywhere where you can't accept diversity on any level indicates an area of growth for you. A pain point, in other words, an area to work on. So if we can work in an area, in a place of non-judgmental awareness, non-reactance, then you're climbing up that ladder to get to true happiness, fulfillment, freedom, unconditional love, expanded consciousness. And so that's important. And I think just knowing that we are in an infinite space of consciousness all the time anyway. And what matters is now as opposed to the past and the future. What are we doing collectively now? Some people even say the past and the future now altogether anyway. So that present centeredness, which we've talked about before, is all important. And understanding the meaning of things that are happening around you and what your client came to show you and what you can show the client. Main point there being embrace diversity. And then lesson 10, every path has joy, every path has sadness. Eventually we all die, and as healers we must learn to tolerate suffering and death with dignity. And that's absolutely true. Some people come, 4 years down the line and they've actually had cancer for so long, and they're fourth stage, end stage, and really develop the wrong magnetic spin. And so what you do is you'll do your best for them at that point in time, and without a time or an expectation, because we're not in control of that at all. And that's why I said, in the beginning, is that one needs to share with the client that we are the catalysts, the educators. We will put the whole foods in front of them, the super nutrients, the detox herbs and stuff, and oxygen and things, but it's definitely going to be left to the universe, the consciousness. And we can prepare the people for passing over very well, because you can clear on the quantum. And, that's very important for them to pass over too. So, you do your best, and that's what counts. You do your best. Okay. And maintain the person's dignity. That's most important always. And, it's quite a special time if a patient is actually dying, because, they're sharing lots with you because they're moving into the next space. So they're transcending already. And often deep information is shared. So we can be, truly honored to work with someone like that as well. So those are the 10 lessons that we've been talking about. I hope that's been useful to you. I'd love to see your comments. You can add to this list as well, and, refine it. And I think the best thing at the end of the day is to honor the client that comes in, because they've come to share with you as well, which is amazing. So we talked a little bit about acceptance earlier, and there's 5 words here I'm going to be speaking about: acceptance, contentment, gratitude, patience, and aspiration, as opposed to greed. So greed is one of the sickest things in anyone's space, and we can all shift a bit. That would be nice. That would be nice. You know what I mean? And we again want to be in the space of non-judgmental awareness and non-reactive. In fact, in a space of mindlessness, of nothingness. And just ponder what I'm saying to you. We need to be in a space of nothingness. And I mean, I try myself, of course. So it's not, it's all in progress. And so think of those things. So The first space is from a self point of view, from a healer point of view, and a client point of view is acceptance of self, acceptance of what is. And that when it says there the desire for things to be different. If it's 10, you know that there's greed, there's discontentment. If it's 1 or 2 or 3, you know that there's an acceptance of everything. There's an acknowledgement of the abundance. There's joy. And not this terrible ongoing yearning for things to be different and to have more. I mean, when is enough enough? So that is a good clue to see where people are sitting on the scale. And if it's greed, the assessment won't leave it alone. It's going to come again and again and again. So we need to be able to discuss this with the clients. And the beginning part, I think, is acceptance and contentment of here and now, the present. Be grateful for everything that you have in the present and all the things that have happened up until now. We need to show gratitude for the good and the lessons. I'm not going to say the bad, because you don't have bad things. The good and the lessons. Okay? And then to be to aspire from this point, as opposed to need and want and greed. You aspire to where you need to be from a place of contentment and acceptance and gratitude. And then we bring in the word patience. So that's the 5th word, where we wait and we see. And we adjust ourselves in real time according to that as well. Exactly also as the quantum software works with you. It's adjusting in real time. We need to adjust in real time as well. So I hope I've given you some good information here in terms of a place from which to heal and a place from which to operate on a day-to-day basis in order to reach unconditional love, happiness, fulfillment, freedom, truth, and all those higher states that we do aspire to. So that's what I wanted to share with you this evening, and encourage those of you who haven't done that immune course to do it. I see somebody's paid, but they haven't finished. Well, get on to it. Get doing all the lessons, hand them in, and expand yourself, expand your knowledge. I think I've got 2 people that have paid me that haven't finished, haven't handed in, and it's really not a lot of work. 100 hours is not a lot of work. So, you can easily do an hour a day, and that's just over 3 months and you're done. And then we hand it into Professor Desiree Dubernay, who would award the diploma. And then you get your license to practice as a quantum therapist, and you then are protected, and you also are authentic. So authentic is the key word here in terms of yourself as a healer. And again, we want to be truthful to ourselves and truthful to our clients. It's as simple as that. I mean, would you want to go to a dentist who didn't have a degree or didn't have a license to practice? No, you wouldn't. You absolutely wouldn't. So the same. We need to be licensed quantum therapists. Let me just see the thing. Pleasure, everyone. We have a choice, all of us. And I think those choices, should be made from a position, a central point, using those 5 words as a starting block. And that's about as much as I wanted to share with you. But just to remind you, we've got some great specials on the 365 Healthy by Choice. The probiotic, the live probiotic with enzymes, microbiome reset is save 20%. The DMSO, the whole range, the oral, the topical, the eye drops, and the nose spray, all less 20% until the end of the month. And also the weight loss, less 20% until the end of the month as well. So go and have a look, go and stock up now, and because next month it changes. So that's where we are right now, and I look forward to meeting with you all next Tuesday. And invite your friends, and let's grow, and let's move more into the quantum medical field, because it is the future. We've seen it time and time again. We're doing things that the old biomedical model is not achieving, hasn't achieved, and not capable, because they are not all inclusive. They are not, what was that word? They are not embracing diversity. And so it becomes a very tunnel vision type of a way of treating, but it's had its time and it needs to evolve as well. So we are the pioneers. So welcome everybody, and we're part of a very, I think, vibrant and new space. All right, if there are any questions, you can let me know on the WhatsApp. I'm just going to put it on here for you. Let me just see here. All right, so I've just put it on the in the group there, on the chat. And let's all move forward. Let's make 2023 a year of advancement, where we take advantage with gratitude of the chaos, the shifting, the repatterning. What's going on out in the world is going on inside you, and vice versa. So know that. And if somebody irritates you or shows up or whatever, it's not about them. It's about you. You've reacted. There's a button that's been pressed. So let's work on it. Me too. And everybody. Otherwise, we would be walking on water. And share. Okay. Let's do that. And then the specials I'm going to put here as well on the you go to the shop. I'm typing it in the wrong place, sorry. All right, and make wise choices, be with the good company, be with people where there's a positive energy exchange. All right, and we need to iron out the creases of the patients that are at their wits' end, that really need the healing. It happens like that, in a light flash, lightning bolt flash, the healing. The universe works with you when you're working with the universe. When you ask and you will receive. It's lightning. It's as quick as that. And it leaves everybody looking around and saying, what was that? How? That was just too simple. How did it happen? But my God, I feel different. The pain in my shoulders is gone. It's just gone. Then the quantum field, the universal field's been working with you as quick as that. So share your results on the groups, please. And let's look forward to helping, assisting, and clearing ourselves and people this year. Okay. All the best. See you next week. And those of you who love these educational videos, on a Thursday, I also talk about more practical case studies on the Jane Live Miracle Medicine, and more in-depth information on the products as well and what they do. So some people love that as well. And I invite you to register for that as well. All right. Have a good rest of the day.